Hey, it's Deborah Poneman, founder of Yes to Success, where we offer tools and knowledge to help you live your ultimate life. Have you ever thought about how the nature of life is always to go towards more and more? And nature itself is fulfilled every step of the way. For example, like a flower. A flower is fulfilled when it's a seed. It still wants to become a sprout, but then it's fulfilled when it's a sprout. But it still wants to become a stem with thorns and leaves. It doesn't say, oh, I'm such a loser. I'm only a stem because I don't have a flower yet. But then it flowers and then it becomes a seed again, and again starts moving towards becoming a flower. Every stage of growth is perfect and divine. And so it is with people as well. As William Butler Yeats once said, happiness is neither virtue nor pleasure, nor this thing nor that, but simply growth. We are happy when we are growing. But sometimes people refuse to grow. They try to maintain the status quo. They stay in dead-end jobs or in dead relationships. Why? Because they're afraid of two things. They're afraid of stepping out of their comfort zone to create something greater for themselves and failing, or stepping out of their comfort zone to create something greater for themselves and, you guessed it, succeeding. That's right, because both would cause people to give up mediocrity, which is where most people are very, very comfortable. So that's why 9% of people choose to surrender to the status quo, to their job each day, not even dip their toe into doing something that lights them up. Yet, if you take a risk, there's always a chance that you might fail. But if you don't take a risk, there is little chance you'll ever succeed. And the truth is, newsflash, there's really no such thing as failure. The idea of failure is just a trick your ego plays on you to make you believe that other people's opinions of you are somehow important. I mean, there are just ways to learn how not to do a thing, right? And, we twist ourselves into some pretzel because of people's opinions of us, when the truth is they're not even thinking about us, right? They're too busy thinking about what other people are thinking about them. Anyway, you know the Thomas Edison story, how he tried and failed 1,000 times to figure out how to build the electric light bulb. First, he used carbon filament, and then cotton, and then metal, then bamboo. He really built over 1,000 prototypes. And when someone asked him how it felt to fail so many times, he said, I never failed. I just learned 1,000 ways the electric light bulb wouldn't work. And the reason we're afraid to succeed, well, there are a lot of them, but maybe it's you feel you're not worthy. Maybe you don't want to grow out of your friends or surpass your partner or your parents. Maybe you're not just sure you want the responsibility. But when we have any kind of success in our lives that lights us up, when our light shines, it's not only a gift to ourselves, but it's a gift to the world. So if you don't do it for yourself, take one for the Gipper, right? Do it for the world. Do it for the rest of creation. I was sharing the other day with my Success Circle group, and I was sharing with them about Dr. David Hawkins. He did 30 years of research. He's the author of Power versus Force. And in his research, he found that approximately 87% of humanity calibrates at a collective energy that actually weakens them. I mean, let me tell you a little bit more about who David Hawkins is, just in case you don't know. He's a renowned spiritual teacher, psychiatrist, physician, researcher, lecturer. He's now deceased, but most importantly, he is the man who developed what is widely known as the map of consciousness. And what he discovered was that every word, every action, every emotion, every person, every rock, every group of people, everything can be calibrated as to its vibration. 1,000 being the highest, like Christ vibrated at 1,000, and 20 being the lowest. You could look online and get a lot of information about Dr. David Hawkins. Power versus Force is not the only book he wrote. He wrote dozens of books. But the lowest emotion that calibrates at a 20 is shame, and then 30 is guilt, and then I think 40 is apathy, and then grief, and then fear. And then, of course, at the top, at 1,000 is enlightenment. And just below enlightenment is peace, and then joy, and then love, and then acceptance, and it goes on from there. But that's not what I was going to tell you about. I was going to tell you that even though he discovered that 87% of humanity calibrates at a state that by their actions, they go lower and lower on the scale, 87% of humanity lives their lives going lower from their actions and attitudes and not higher, or at best, they're stuck. But high energy people who vibrate at a very high vibration, like all of you, you know what? You counterbalance the negative effect of the low energy people for the planet, okay? And by the way, if you didn't, and if high energy people didn't counteract the negativity, the planet would have been gone a long time ago, according to David Hawkins. But what's even more mind-blowing, it doesn't happen on a one-on-one ratio. What that means is that the higher your individual consciousness is, the higher your vibration is, the more impact you have in affecting groups of people. Not if you vibrate at a high vibration, you affect one person, but I repeat, high energy people, like all of you, actually counterbalance the negative effect of the low energy that people generate on the planet. And it doesn't happen on a one-on-one ratio. The higher your individual consciousness and vibration is, the more you have the power to affect large groups of people, large groups of low energy people. So if that doesn't inspire you to do your transformational vibration raising work, I don't know what will. So do what makes you happy, because happiness vibrates at a very high calibration. Do what lights you up. You know, do you like to play music? Do you like to dance? Do you like to write? Do you like to garden? Do those things because it makes you happy, but then your happy vibration counteracts the lower vibration on the planet. It's just, it makes sense, right? So let your light shine, as the great teacher Marianne Williamson once said, and I will quote, "Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." And David Hawkins agrees. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And it's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. So we let our light shine, and we let other people give permission to other people to let their light shine. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So, hey, you know that dream that you tucked away, that one that you put on the back burner, the one that when you think about it, you get a little bit nervous, but you get very excited? Can you do me a favor? Take it off the back burner and start cooking up a storm on the front. Take the risk. Remember, there's no such thing as failure. The nature of life is to always move towards more and more. So hop in the stream of that flow. And if you're not willing to do it for yourself, do it because the world needs you now to shine your beautiful light. So thank you for taking the time to be with me today. And I wish you unbounded success, happiness, and dreams coming true. Bye for now.